So welcome, everyone. Wonderful to see you. So let's start with just a period of sitting. So make yourself comfortable so that we can be completely here. So feel your beautiful body sitting here. Feel your feet. We just make a little scan of the body just to say hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, night. So hello to your feet and toes. Very important when we want to walk. And then hello to your ankles and lower legs. To your knees and thighs. Just acknowledging the flesh, this beautiful form that's given to us. And acknowledge, say hello to your hips and the pelvic bowl. Acknowledging your lower belly, your Buddha womb, male or female, doesn't matter. That's our Buddha womb. Our buttocks. And feel the whole back of your body. The spine. Feel the front of your body and inside. The organs, intestines and the stomach, the heart and the lungs and all the other organs. Saying hello. Saying hello to your throat and your neck. Shoulders and upper arms and elbows. Lower arms and wrists and hands and fingers. And feeling your head resting on your neck and your throat. Receiving an overall sense of your whole body, receiving your beautiful, precious body, this amazing vehicle that's given to us this time around. It loves our care and attention. Receive the skin, the biggest organs. So feel how we're all slipping in our skin. And that we are here. Our bodies are here, sitting. Feel the space around your body, in the front and the back and all around. Down below and above. Feel how quite naturally our bodies are being breathed by the breath. There's not much we need to do. quite natural. Feel how on the in-breath our body expands in all directions. And on the out-breath, how it comes back home. And I invite you to rest your consciousness in and around your skin. So when the breath of the universe breathes us, the skin expands into space. And on the out breath, it comes back to itself. And keep staying with that expansion and coming back to itself, that natural flow of the breath breathing your beautiful body. Truly let your attention, your consciousness, let it rest in and around your skin. Really be as intimate as you can be with your skin. Feeling that rising and falling. And notice when you keep on resting your attention in and around your skin, as something starts calming in your body. Something starts settling. Or perhaps there's something inside churning. Perhaps there are some emotions that are very soft or very strong. Or some thoughts that could be very soft or very strong. Or some body aches and pains and pleasures that can be very soft or very strong. So whatever happens in our humanity, don't dismiss it. Just see what it's like to give it that space, like our body is in space. What is it like to let these emotions and feelings, sensations, thoughts, images, they're also in space. They just want to join in space. And we're not going to particularly engage in them now. We just hand them over to space. We offer them to the goddess or to the god whatever feels right for you. We just offer them up. Take our hands off. And to the best of our abilities, we rest our attention in and around the skin. And then even deeper than that, is our pure nature, our true nature is resting. So we have here our humanity, the form. We have here our divinity, the formless, both. Total inclusivity. And with every out breath, let yourself soften and melt into that what is already resting, what is already deeply still. Here. That what is seeing everything. That what is. Still. Open and alive. If a certain sensation in your humanity is so strong, then kindly put your hands, let them rest on your belly, on your Buddha womb. Just bring your consciousness to receive the breath in your belly. And whenever you're ready, allowing yourself to melt back home in and as your nature. So it's not a problem. There are a bunch of thoughts, feelings, sensations. You're not doing it wrong or right. It's just what is. You're just making a choice to put all our heart, offering all our attention to our nature. Silence of our being. The great presence of all that is. That knows that we are sitting here together. That's fueling us, nourishing us every moment. So for the next 10 minutes or so, let yourself be nourished by the sweetness, the silence of your being. We're just sitting, receiving the nourishment, the goodness of being. Deepening your breath. Taking in a slow, deep breath in. And letting go. Another slow, deep breath in. And letting go. Letting your body stretch and move in whatever way it wants to stretch and move. While I'm sitting here outside, lots of birds, and there's some birds right now. You have those side mirrors in the car, and birds are just picking on it, and then step on top of it, and then picking on it, and then they change mirrors, and then they pick on it, and then they talk with each other, and then we all have different ideas what it means, but it's kind of fun to hear them being busy and figuring out what that is, what they're seeing in that mirror. At least that's what I'm thinking. Some people told me they're fighting with that thing. I don't always feel that, but whatever they do, I enjoy the sounds, and they're connecting with each other around what they're finding there. Mm-hmm. It's so wonderful to see you all here together. I hope you saw the super moon, the amazing full moon, and could feel the power of it. And that's what we're in. We're in quite powerful times on so many different levels, energetically and politically, and on so many levels things are changing. And I'm noticing in my own life, obviously, moving to Tennessee is a big change, even though it feels quite natural. And but I've been noticing a lot of people kind of starting anew. Also, a lot of people noticing they're moving, and just a deep longing for something new, or wanting more deeply be themselves and live as that, and kind of feeling into what does that look like. And also a lot of people quite in deep challenges and devastation, because also when you start more deeply coming in connection with yourself, especially when you haven't practiced that much, and you realize like, oh wow, I really want to be free. I want to face, I'm willing to face what's not free. It can be quite overwhelming, or you can be in a place that the depth of your silence, the depth of awakening is deepening, and you touch upon layers that you have never touched upon, or it's the same layer as before of something perhaps around, I'm not okay, there's something wrong with me, whatever the core belief system is that's given to us freely by our ancestors and by our society we grew up in, that when we dare to face that and not want to live from that place anymore, it tends to come up even stronger. So lots of different experiences around how can I live this life, and how can I truly deepen and sink in and melt in and as that awakened being. And life will help us, in the way how we respond to different occasions or things that happen in our lives. And doesn't mean we're not allowed to be upset anymore. Of course, upsetness, anything can happen. But how do we care for ourselves? And how do we truly take care for ourselves? And, we never know. We never know what's going to happen the next moment. We don't know. Like yesterday, so I've moved and all the stuff together with Kali, who's living on the land here too. We had put in a big pod that we moved to Tennessee. And yesterday, it arrived the day before yesterday. And yesterday we were going to unload it and had help from a few people that we had hired. And so some strong, muscled men. And well, you never know what happens. They called us like, okay, we come a little later. So, okay. And then we called them. And then they were going to an address in another state. So, and we were like, where are you going? Well, they were going to Kentucky. So that's so much different than Tennessee. So that was a nice surprise, or not so nice surprise. Frankly, I had to really laugh first. It's like, wow, how amazing life is. You just never know. You think you have everything planned, and then, oops, little something to work with. And so we kind of sat down and kind of felt into it and took our time. And it was like, okay, let's just go for it. So we started. We turned on the music, some good dance music, and we just unloaded the pod, like half of it, because it's a lot of work. And today more people will help, and tomorrow. So we'll get unloaded, just not at the pace that we thought. And then, how do we deal with that? So for me, I'm pretty strong, but I'm not strong that I can carry everything. And so for me to care for my body is to really listen, and I can do a certain amount of lifting of heavy stuff, and then I need to take breaks. So it was just wonderful. I just enjoyed watching myself, because in the past I would just basically work till I dropped dead on the ground. So I thought, we're not going to do that today. So it was just wonderful. Like, okay, let's take a break, lay on the floor, rest, eat some chocolate, and then till we rested enough, and then do the next round. And just simple. Those are just simple things. Like, how do we respond to life? Can we get upset and stay hanging out in the upsetness? And if you want to do that, that's fine. But it doesn't get us very far. So it takes tremendous, in every moment, it takes tremendous presence to just be here and attend to what needs attention. And especially, to a certain extent, we are in control of our lives, how, what we do in our lives. And there's also a big part of our lives that we're totally out of control around, as we were yesterday. And how do I let myself affect that? Whatever way I get affected, Kali was, can we just receive that, have that here, and then take the next step? And lots of things are happening in the world. Coming from Holland, there's a lot of stuff happening there around the farmers and stopping the traffic and stopping all, a lot of life. And how do we respond to that? Do we agree, disagree? Do we react? Or how do we deal with that? And, same as here in America, lots of things are happening also around food. And how do we deal with that? All of a sudden, lots of places that collect food and bring food to people, all of a sudden there are fires happening out of the blue. What an interesting coincidence. And so how do we deal with that? How do we care for ourselves and those around us? And how do we stay here present? Yeah. And so coming together here in the name of truth and daring to rest back, to take truly the time, every morning, every evening, and possibly every moment to be here, to rest as our nature, to rest as that silent being, and learn, the part of the cultivation, part of coming together, part of resting in meditation, part of living this life is just cultivating, practicing to learn to rest back. And then from that resting back, from that resting as our nature to, hopefully wake up to our nature, and then learning to trust that actually our nature takes care of everything when we let it. Yeah. Like yesterday, I could have, for instance, get totally frantic, like, oh, I need to call 10 million people, somebody help, It's like, well, I could have done that. I didn't. But just attend to each situation. And actually, the more we stay home, the less energy we lose, and the more we can attend what's right in front of our nose. And I think as a parent, I'm not, I never had children, but I've seen with parents, also you need to attend to the moment. It's not like, okay, I take a little moment here before I take care of certain things. So those are very potent opportunities to learn, like, how can I stay here and attend, do what needs to be done. Yeah. So spirituality, I feel at some point, spirituality, we kind of throw out that word spirituality, because so easily we can spiritualize things away, kind of like, move out of our bodies, move out of this world, move out of everything, which there's a place for that. When we wake up, we move out of whatever we thought was real, and we move in what comes forward is our nature, is that wakefulness. That's what wakes up. It wakes up to itself. I'd say through our bodies. So our nature comes to the forefront. And realizing like, wow, that's what I am. I am that bliss of being. It's like so delightful. Yeah. And it's everywhere. Wherever I look, every form comes out of that. But to me, the next level is to really know so deeply that cares for us. It nourishes us. It feeds us, not literally with food like that we put in our mouths, but with energy, with aliveness, with the fullness of being. And yesterday too, I was tired, and then I lay down for an hour and just let myself be completely nourished by that goodness of being. And then finding that way, like, okay, I can do more. So, no, it's enough for today. Staying true to what this precious body, this is the most precious thing that's given to us, to care for that. But these are, in a way, very basic things that I'm speaking of. And still, so easily we can overlook what our bodies need. We forget to listen. So sitting in meditation and kind of coming so-called from the outer, from our humanity, and coming more and more into our humanity, into our divinity. It's a listening. And the more we rest here in our nature, in the silence, like right now, even while you're listening to me, just know silence is speaking. It happens to be called Marlies, but really, silence is speaking here, is putting some words to something. The silence is listening. We are listening to the silence of our being, to our nature, what wants to happen for us, what wants to happen for you in this moment, what wants to be lived for you in this moment. It takes tremendous courage to leave the conditioned self behind. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. When we start living as pure nature, that means completely trusting that no matter what step we take, we're taken care of. No matter what step, it informs us constantly. Even, it's kind of literally stepping into the unknown. We're going to inner calling. Like I had my calling from California to come and live here. I never thought of living in Tennessee. I didn't even know Tennessee. And still just following that calling, step by step, one step every day. I didn't know where the heck I was going, why. I still don't know why I'm here, but I only know it's right, I'm here. That's all I know. And that's what I trust. So to me, true spirituality is daring to listen to your nature, daring to listen that wants to live as you, not as your neighbor, not as your best friend, not as your guru, but as you. It's very, very simple, actually. It's just be still and listen. But because there's so much gunk in the way that we are taught, in churches and school and by our parents and by society, and then we need to sort out well, who am I? Who is this one really that's sitting here? And how does that want to live? To me, that's the most exciting thing. To me, it's really exciting that I come and live here and I have no clue why the heck I'm living here. That I don't have to figure it out. And I just keep on listening and taking in the beauty. It's so green here, and seeing the light touching the leaves. To me, that's just so, that's enlightenment to me. I'm just enamored by that. It's like, just my jaw drops every day, just that. And when I see a person in front of me, what mystery is that? I don't need to know the future. Sometimes I'm curious about the future, of course, but I don't need to know that. Or sometimes see myself responding to situations like, oh, wow, that was interesting. Just to have this mystery unfolding in front of me and inside me, and surprising myself, as I'm sure you're surprising yourself also in steps you take in your life. And sometimes you don't surprise yourself. But is it an incredible mystery we're living in? And then we want to manipulate it all the time. We want to just have it a little different than as it comes to us, which you have the free choice to make that choice, absolutely. But life presents us constantly. And how do we deal with that? So for instance, here also, we have a very, very long driveway. And so I'm just giving a few little examples. So we have a long, long driveway. And the neighbor was organizing that the driveway would get new sand and gravel, or whatever you call that, little stones. So it was put there to walk on it. It was like a sandstorm, like mountains of sand, well, not mountains, but hills of sand. I don't have a four-wheel drive. Our cars couldn't drive over it, couldn't drive on the driveway up or the driveway down. It's like, well, how do we deal with that? You know, do we go to the neighbor like, hey, fuck you, what the fuck are you doing? How do we deal with that? You know? So we just wrote a very clear message and it got resolved. And but not immediately like reactive, just really feeling into, gee, well, what shall we do? And to me, I just love that, because then the mystery, we give the mystery a choice or a chance to let it come through. And then actually something came through to me like, well, we have the Podcom that will definitely flatten. You know, that's a big 4-wheel drive truck that will bring our pod with all the stuff. So that will flatten. So let's just let them know, you know, tomorrow the pod is coming. We just want to be sure that the workers tomorrow, that they know we're coming. So, yeah, let us know, something like that. And then, you know, basically he apologized. He said, I'm sorry how it is, and I'm working on it. So it's freeing to not have to react to things. And that's the beauty. Life gives us every day an opportunity. What do you want? How do you want to live this life? There's a place of allowing to happen what is, and then there is a place of taking action. And for some of you, you have heard me say probably, to me, it is from enlightenment to enlivenment. Enlightenment is for me a sense of, I'm here, all is well, I'm resting, all is well. Just what is, whatever is happening. And enlivenment is enlightenment in action. That's like when we just move as we need to move. And that kind of action purifies. To me, that's enlivenment. We bring forward what we have received in this wakefulness, that it's just so pristine and still and alive, and everything you can't even put in words, spacious. And then enlivenment needs to happen. And action needs to happen. And the action can feel like, okay, I'm sitting in meditation and there's a lot of stuff going on in my body and in my mind, and I don't know what to do, and you're coming stiller and stiller, and all of a sudden you come in a burst of tears that just flows out. To me, that's enlivenment. That's like the natural flow of life that resolves it. Or, as we wrote this few lines to the text to the neighbor, and that seemed to resolve it. And we all have our opportunities in our lives to come and respond. Let that enlightenment, that life stillness, let that come to life, to enlivenment, to action that purifies. It's your choice. It's your life. You have the choice every moment how you want to respond to life. It's an incredible responsibility to respond. But to me, it's also very exciting. And sometimes also, there's like, well, I don't think I want to do that. It's still, I have the choice. I'm the creatrix of this life. And you too, you have a choice every moment, every moment, every moment. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's always easy. It isn't. Speaking the other day with a beautiful man, and he has a lot of trauma background, a lot, and addictions, and when you're so addicted and so traumatized, you can beat yourself up, and it's my fault, and why or was my parents' fault, somebody's fault. And then, I will never get out of it. You can be completely the victim of that. Or you can just rise and do whatever you can. So he was sharing, it's like, Marlies, I know I'm this light. I know it. I'm just in the gutter. There's dark. It's so dark. I don't know how to come to this light and struggle with it, But still, that life force was still shining through, even though he couldn't quite feel it. He needed just to speak what he needed to speak to come back. And then keep nourishing it and then losing it again. Yeah. Of course, we never lose our light. Our light is always here. What we are is always here, always. It's just covered, so it gets a little dark there. And we think it's all gone. It cannot be gone, it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. So there's really not one recipe how to live this life. Besides making yourself available, as we're doing here right now, we're making ourselves available to receive all of us. Our wakefulness, that what wants to truly live, that enlightenment that lights us up, that lights up every cell in our body, our consciousness, and we change pathways. We have the nervous system. When it's traumatized, it's very challenged and activated. To me, we have a choice to build a new pathway. I call it the Eros system. In the nervous system, we go to the Eros system. And Eros, you can ponder on it for yourself, what that means for you. For me, that means aliveness. Not necessarily always has to do with sex or whatever. It's just Eros, aliveness. So can I, in this moment, choose to go from the activated nervous system to the Eros system? It's not always easy. Yeah. It takes time sometimes. But at some point, it will be possible to say, hey, wow, in this moment, I have a choice. I actually can choose to step into the Eros system, the system, silent being, Eros. It's so alive and so steady. And it's here. Which can shift, even right now, if you're kind of like, something is going on, just taking one deep breath. Say, okay, and feel this aliveness that's here right now. Just that. Just takes one breath. And then zoop, come back here again. Take another breath. I choose for this Eros system. I want to be alive. I want to have the freedom to choose what I long for. Because no matter what, in all of us is such deep heart wish. And I assume for you it's to be free. I don't know what your deepest heart wish is. If you could really feel your deepest heart wish, just take a moment right now. What's your deepest heart wish? What is that? Feel that. And if it's not here yet, if it's not clear yet, take your time. What's my heart wish? My deepest wish in the core of my soul, or in the core of this being that I am. What am I here for? What do I want to live? You can make that choice to say, I want to know. I want to know what's in here. I want to know, I want to hear, I want to feel, I want to taste, I want to see what wants to be lived. How this mystery wants to be lived as you. Yeah. You know, there are these windows of time. And to me, we are in this window of time right now, where energy, there's just energetically, I can feel it in my own experience. But don't believe me, I just speak from my experience. I can feel energetically things are just opening. Yes, there's all this darkness in the world that on TV it's always dark and negative and terrible. And yes, terrible things are happening. And it's happening because more and more wakefulness is coming in. There is, the consciousness of Mother Earth is kind of a weird thing to say. The consciousness of Mother Earth is rising. It's higher. I don't know how else to say it. That touches us. The consciousness is changing. It's deepening. It's widening. It's enlightening. The more brightness there comes, the more of the darkness has to come up because it is pushed forward to come free, to let the light of awareness shine on it within us and also all around us. That's the time we're living in. That's the window of time we have right now. To say like, wow, it's coming down onto us in the good sense of the word. To me, we live in the most incredible time of opportunity to make that choice. I choose to wake up to my nature and live as this awakened being and find out for myself what that means. Not what my guru tells me or my teacher tells me or even what I tell you. I don't care. Find out. What does it mean for you to be awake, to live the awakened life, to live this life of the mystery unfolding? What does it mean for you? And yes, we all need teachers. I have teachers that I love and honor. But you're your own teacher. It's the highest teacher. You need to learn to trust that. Dare to live that mystery that nobody can tell you. That you have to live as you. And that's the deepest joy of life. It is that deep, deep bond of connection and affection and intimacy with yourself. That you're so intimate that there's only one. Only one. And then you don't know it just upstairs, but you just know it. You see it, you live it. And then from there, enlivenment happens. As you, not as your teacher or as your friend or your father or your mother or whomever. And then you start enjoying life more and more. Just this life wants to be lived. It's so beautiful, even when it's painful, even when there are tears or tenderness. Because living this human life, gosh, it's so tender. It's so tender, so painful sometimes. So horrific sometimes. You think, gosh, why did I come down for this? And then also so radiant, so beautiful, so fun it can be. After we worked yesterday, I called a friend. I said, okay, let's go out. I want to go out for dinner and I want to dress up. Let's dress up. Just so you know, I put on my most sexy dress and we go out. And so she did too. And we went to a fancy restaurant and we had just so much fun. Yeah. It's just enjoying our lives. Simple. And my heart wish is for everyone to wake up. For you to wake up to your nature, to that beloved that you are, the beauty that you are. There's nothing wrong with you. Whoever told you that, something wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing. Your beauty. Yeah, do you make mistakes? Yes, we all do. There's nothing wrong with you. Your beauty itself. Even I know another person that, that he had some blackouts and ended up in the psych ward. He didn't even know how he got there. He didn't even know what happened. Kind of woke up in the psych ward and with an IV in his arm. He's like, where am I? And declared crazy. And of course, the more you say you're not crazy, they think you're really crazy. Luckily, he got out. And I'm thinking you were crazy that happened to you. That's a shock when you realize that, like, wow, I had a blackout. I ended somewhere. I don't know how I got there. I don't know what happened beforehand. That's scary. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. There's probably needs something to look at. You're not a bad person. That's what happened. And it's challenging, it's painful. Very, very challenging and painful. Simultaneously, there's such a mystery to it. Like, wow, how did that happen? How is it that I have to experience that? What am I not seeing? What is happening? And then there can be this immense beauty of meeting the most beautiful person in your life, waking up to your nature, seeing the deepest joy possible, bliss that you didn't even know existed. Drinking that in. Or you just need to unload a pod, and the people that were going to help you are going to Kentucky instead of Tennessee. It's like whatever happens in our life, that's what needs to happen. And still, we're creating our lives. It's a tricky one. It's a paradox. You cannot figure that out in your head. But please, ponder that question. What is my deepest ache in my heart that wants to be lived as you? It's a dare. I dare you to live your heart wish. I dare you to live your heart wish. It takes courage because you go against the stream, and simultaneously you follow your stream. Your beauty that you came here to live. That mystery of you. It's amazing. It's just amazing. So I guess I'm in awe of life. I am. Okay, I think that's what I want to say for today. So if you want to ask a question or if you want to share, I'd love to know how you're doing. And what are you finding out in your own life, in mystery? And just, let me know. Raise your hand and share. Zoe.
Hey, love, it's been a long time.
Yes, that has been a very long time. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm having trouble letting go of a past lover. And my mind goes crazy with it. My mind just gets really upset and I want to push him out.
Yes.
And it doesn't work.
Hmm. So when you say push him out of your life, out of your house, or push him out of the emotional body, the mind,
Out
the
of
mind
the
body.
Yeah, the mind and the body.
Yeah. Yeah. You know internally, like it's right. You're not with him. It's just
No.
You don't know. Okay. 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 And did you stop it, or he stop it, or your partner stop it?
It was a process. He didn't want to live in Europe, and it came quite a while to get used to the idea of me leaving the US.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a process.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like my heart is so enchanted with this being still, and my body is still in trauma from the things that happened.
Yeah.
And my mind just kind of spins off sometimes.
Right. Of course. So Zoe, let's see what it's like to just stay in connection here with your eyes, touching my eyes touching your eyes. And just whatever the sensations are in your body, and here comes the mind that wants to figure it out, and the shock in the body. So let's just let me know in your body, what are the sensations right now? What's happening?
I feel fullness in my belly. I feel tightness in my throat.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like this area is the most uncomfortable.
Yeah. So for now, can tight be tight? Not trying to get rid of it, not trying to understand it. Just let tight around your throat and chest, let it be tight. And simultaneously let that fullness in your belly be full. And then see what it's like to open your eyes and stay very present here. And let this do what it needs to do and stay really here. Whatever wants to happen, let it happen. Yeah, just stay very present. Yeah. Some tears. Yeah. Mm. Mm. And take a deep breath. Have your hands on your belly. Ah. Yeah. And just staying here. Mm. It's another wave coming, huh? Yeah, let your body do what it wants to do. Good. Let your shoulders roll. And stay present here. Feel the breath. Yeah. So just notice how something is changing a little bit. Can you feel that?
Yeah, there's a little pressure in here.
Yeah. And how's your belly?
Still full.
Yeah. So this takes time, when a deep love is not there anymore. It's very, very natural. You feel that in your body. And that there can be some trauma, some pain, sadness, grief. So give it space, give it time. Yeah. Because when we're so deeply touched by someone, that takes time. And to be very gentle with yourself, to let that flow through you. Give that space. Because the more you allow yourself to experience what you're experiencing, the more easily it can flow. And then also get up, go out, go for walks, lay on the ground, etc. Yeah. So what do you notice right now in your face and here in your neck? Good to be
A
seen.
little tightness here and a little pressure.
Yes. Can you also feel how there's something very present here? Let that presence, your nature, can you let that care right now for Zoe and Zoe, her body? Yeah. You need to flow through this. You cannot push this process. Just like you might perhaps want to, but it just needs its time. Yeah. Let your body move as it is doing. Yeah. Feels good, huh?
Yeah, feels better.
But that's exactly what you need to do. Just follow your body. The body is the wisdom of the body. Following that just takes time. And I'm not sure, but you can call it trauma, what's happening. To me, I don't know the whole story, of course, but to me, it's just natural grieving and pain, feeling that pain. It's a very natural process. So let it do what it needs to do and stay as still as you can while whatever is moving is moving. Yeah. So feel how good it feels to move your body right now.
Yeah, it feels essential.
Good. And then see if you want to be with friends so that you're not alone with it. Yeah. You don't have to do it alone.
Yeah. But it's been over a year.
Yeah. And are you still in contact with it?
At some point I said I would probably call again and I never did.
Yeah. Yeah. And how long were you together?
Off and on for 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's also interesting to look at like what that touches of any past parts in you, any familiarities.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like an ancient connection beyond this life, and it's sometimes just hard.
Yeah. It's heartbreaking, literally breaking the heart open. Let it break. As I spoke, let this mystery show you whatever it is that you need to see in this. Ask clearly, please show me. What is it that I'm not seeing? Or what is it that I need to know? Whatever way you want to speak that. Yeah. But I'm sure it hooks into something also older than the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you feel how you come a little bit more here? Yeah. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
And I would just start writing also, what is it that cannot let go? Just ponder, it can be an incredible exploration. See like what's holding on? What doesn't want to die? Get curious. Yeah. What does he represent for you? Etc. Etc. Explore that.
Yeah, I've been journaling a lot.
Good. Good. It feels to me when I sit with you like an awakening process. This. And let that, it's like peeling all these onion peels or all these petals of a flower. This is opening your heart deeper and deeper and wider and wider.
Yeah, he really loved me and I really loved him. So,
yeah. Well, it's always beautiful when we deeply know we have love. It's the most beautiful thing and the most painful thing. Because when we deeply, deeply, deeply love, we also deeply, deeply die.
exactly.
We die to what's not real, that we have taken for real.
Yeah.
Very painful and beautiful death. Excruciating, beautiful, you could say. Yes. So let yourself die. Okay.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, wonderful to see you, Zoe. Let me know how it goes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, in relationship, we can notice how much we hold control and be in charge, and where we have our blind spots, and our pleasures and our pains. And gosh, relationship, what a gift. Painful gift sometimes. It's so beautiful and enriching to share your heart with another being. It can be as a partner, it can be as a friend. To be naked, literally naked, but also emotionally naked. So beautiful. And it's the best way to be out of control. To find yourself in ways that you alone wouldn't find. Anybody else that wants to share or ask a question or hi, Roel.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Maybe I just want to share first, see if there's a question. Yeah, well, my experience is also about letting go of somebody. Yeah, it's somebody I used to see 6 years ago. And I was, well, maybe challenged to by somebody to reconnect with her again. To yeah, because it didn't feel finished for me. I was holding on to it a little bit too much. And yeah, she already moved on. I'm not sure if there was still maybe like energetically a connection in some way. But so yeah, I sent a friend request and she denied it. So that's
quite clear.
that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I said that's quite clear. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it touches, a part of me about sort of clinginess. Yeah, feeling like I need to make myself small. And also, yeah, a little bit of looking up to her and the way she can be really spontaneous and fully living. That's how it looks to me.
So in a way, she inspires you in that. That's what touches you.
Yeah.
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 Something I want more of.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes also hard to be with the clinginess that I notice in myself. Yeah. There's some judgment on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's painful, to cling.
Yeah. It feels ugly or something. Yeah.
It feels what?
Ugly. To do that.
Yeah, there's kind of a judgment on it, huh? Yeah. But if you just feel, just even with your hands, just feel like, I'm gonna cling to her. Just let yourself feel that. See what it's like, really, what it is that is clinging. What is that? You know? Just let yourself do that. Just feel that.
Yeah.
What are your hands doing? What's happening there?
Yeah, I don't want her to leave. It's like I want to let her stay a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to let her stay a little longer? I couldn't quite hear that.
Yeah, I want her to stay a bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep staying with that. I want to stay. I want you to stay longer. Just stay. Just really feel, who is it that she represents? What is it? And you really keep on feeling that. Like, stay. Who what does it remind you of? There's a lot happening there, huh?
Yeah. Ah,
Yeah, it feels like you're almost taking off an old suit or something.
it doesn't really come a clear answer to your question.
That's okay. It's okay that there's not a clear answer, but something is releasing in your body. Can you feel that? That's
Yeah.
where it's stored. That's your answer. Same as with Zoe,
Yeah.
the body started moving, your body started moving. It's the body knows what needs to happen. So that's why it's so good to physicalize. I want to cling. Well, cling then. Do you know? Go for it. Cling. Feel it. Go crazy with it. Because you give yourself permission to fully to cling and see what she represents. No, please stay with me. Don't go away. Don't go. You know, what is that? It's very tender, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also feels like I'm getting high a bit.
Yeah, that's
I
allowed.
don't know if that's yeah. Okay.
Be high. Yes. Okay. That's the spontaneity. That's what's happening. I'm high. Cool. Keep going. Yeah. You're coming to life when you allow this clinging not to be like a victim, but like, I'm gonna cling as much as I can, you know, to give yourself that permission. It's a big energy. And that's what we do, you know, in relationship. We can see how much we squeeze ourselves. I keep ourselves small, hold ourselves back. We hold our light and our aliveness back. We all do it till we don't. So she's just a mirror. You know, it's just a mirror I'm putting up here for you to be you. Be spontaneous, Rule. It's okay. Be alive. Go crazy, Rule. It's okay. Be high. It's okay. Go throw all that spiritual nonsense. Throw it out. Be high. Go crazy. You know what I mean? Just let go of all this old stuff, how you're supposed to behave. Yeah. Can you feel how something relaxes a little bit just to get a little sense of that and simultaneously comes to life?
Yeah. I don't need to play a role.
No.
Like a little bit less of playing a role.
Right.
Yeah.
No, be Rule.
Yeah.
Not a rule, but rule. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That doesn't need to be like fixed.
Not in a box.
Yeah.
Get out of that box. Rule box. Take it out. Be Rule. The ruleness of the universe. So, and you can even ask yourself the question, if I could be spontaneous, what could I do? Wait what your body is going to do.
Yeah.
So use her spontaneity, use that as, wow, that's what I want to be. You're that same spontaneity. Yeah. Live it.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. We're all free beings. You know, don't get me wrong, but I just have to say that governments want to control us, you know, teachers want to control us, things want to control us. You don't have to follow all that nonsense. Be rule. Dare to be yourself. Dare. Be free. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just happened. Be high. Enjoy it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So when she comes up again, just notice that quality that you like in her and just be it, do it. Just say, thank you. Look how she does it and do it. Just how do you say it? Parrot her, or how do you say that? That you fully copy her as rule. Yeah?
Yeah. Like learning by seeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Playing by seeing. Yeah? It's allowed.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you so much for sharing this.
You too.
It just reminds me of like just a little thing, but it gives so much insight. You know, when Cristobal Columbus, when he came to America, and all these soldiers were with him, and priests were with him, and you know, he did it all for the king, and etc. whatever. When you read the diaries of these soldiers and priests, especially the priests, is very interesting, but they all write how free these old original people were. They are so free. Most of them were naked, running around naked. There's something wrong here. We need to control them. We need to discipline these people. This is bad. This is wrong. That's what has happened to all of us, even in spirituality. You know, you need to take out all those codes. What has told us how we need to be, how we're supposed to look, and what we're supposed to do. We're all under that. Yeah. Enlightenment is coming, waking up out of that matrix, knowing who you really are. Enlivenment is to live that as you. Yeah. To live it. To dare. And then can look from the other side. You're going against them. No, you're not going against anything. You're living as you. You go as the flow, as that freedom. And there will be bumps that you think, oh my God, I will never come to enlivenment. But no, because we all are under that umbrella of like discipline, how we're supposed to be, how you're supposed to think, and what you're supposed to follow, and what you're supposed to do. And it's everywhere. It's rampant in spirituality, in education, in politics, in just you name it. Get from underneath that controlled mind thing. And now we have AI, humanoids, and all that kind of stuff going on. You know, it's all control. You come in a certain way. AI is a certain way. Don't believe me when I'm saying. Find out for yourself. It's freedom. True freedom is to dare to live that enlightenment as enlivenment, to be alive, to be you. Rip open that straitjacket. Not what the church tells you to do, unless you want it. That's fine. You're free beings. It's your life. That's the best thing ever, I think. So we need to come to a close for today and ponder on that. From enlightenment to enlivenment. Yeah. How does this you inform? How does that want to live? When you go into your heart, what perks your heart? What do you want to dare to live? It doesn't mean you don't need to step on the roofs and scream out loud. No, it's how does that one want to move forward? And perhaps it means you become a monk. If that's your heart wish, go for it. Perhaps you want to put this desire and of love, you want to put it in creating a family. Go for it. Perhaps that wants to be created. You want to create an incredible garden. Go for it. Perhaps you want to be supersonically awake and enlightened. Go for it. You know, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But when it comes from here, from your nature, from your heart, that's what wants to live. That wants to be lived as you. And it is blessed. It's blessed. We're so blessed. We're so lucky. We have these forms given to us. It's incredible. No matter how much hardship, it's incredible. I have hardships all the time. Who cares? You just face them. You take one step at a time. And then they're amazing, mind-blowing things. And then you take a step at a time. And then you're in pure emptiness and you walk on untouched land. You take one step at a time. You don't need to know beyond one step. You don't have to go backwards. It's the mystery. Very exciting. And sometimes not. So, yeah. Yeah, please don't beat yourself up when there's hardship and when it's so difficult. Just know your nature is always here. It's always here. Still looking out of your eyes. When the deepest core fear comes up, take a breath. I know this is fear. I want to feel it and I just rest back to the best of my ability while your body goes like, ah. Rest back, rest back. Take your time. It's possible. It's possible. Oh yeah, and I just love to put out the title of the one-day retreat. The subtitle is that you are the sweet potato fries, or I am the sweet potato fries. And you know, one way it's silly and funny, but truly, I truly mean it. You are the sweet potato fries. Every step of that process is what you are. And just read on it reminds me actually of Lala. Those of you that know me that offered a Lala retreat. She was a lady, Kashmiran lady who woke up to her nature, and she was an incredible lady. And she wrote these kind of poems. This is not her poem, or not her saying, but that's how she lived. She was an incredible being. And to me, this piece of you are the sweet potato fries, or I am the sweet potato fries, that's really, to me, the deepest depth of enlivenment. Yeah. And I will speak more to that on the 31st. Because it's truly living this one life of love. Okay. I think I said enough for today. So thank you all so much for being here. And thank you, Shiraya, for hosting. And please take care of yourself, of your beautiful body, of your nature. Let yourself be nourished and allow that for all beings everywhere. Take good care. Thank you. Until we meet again. Bye-bye. Great to see you all.